All right, guys. Hey, I'm still working on the digital creations. The first one, Forza Crowd, the remastered version, will definitely be released this month. I'm not going to release them all at the exact same time, but then they'll start coming after that. Some of these documents they're very big, and a lot of pictures I needed to touch up and whatnot. And plus been busy with so many other things you guys know about, things you don't know about. It's been very difficult to get all these done and get these older works up to our current standards, before we can move forward with all of the new work that we do. But you guys are really going to enjoy those, and there's a lot coming. I have a lot of ideas for those, and new characters, and all kinds of awesome stuff. So I'll have more videos and news on those as they come. But our most recent, what we got to get into, our most recent community board polls. We are trying to decide the 2018 scene of the year. We got some problems here. And as you see from the video title, we are introducing the Electoral College with a K. Personally, I am a very strong believer in one person, one vote, and the popular vote deciding everything in the world, that the majority of people should get that decision. And that's what our community board polls that we've conducted have been all about, letting you guys decide stuff. However, I suspected this a while ago, and it's just become more and more clear to me. This system is broken. The system's broken here in regards to YouTube and what's going on. Like I said, I suspected this for a while, but it's become more and more clear. Take a look at these two. Well, first of all, I put up the poll. What's the 2018 scene of the year? And then the results were just a little fishy. So then I put up a second poll. Same question. But I swapped around the choices and changed their wording and whatnot. And let's look at the results. You saw poll number 1, poll number 2, the exact same poll with the exact same choices, and those are not the same results. What are we noticing from these? Well, we're noticing that the number 1 choice, the very first voting option, is winning by a mile. What this means is that people have no idea what I'm asking. They're not KK fans, the people reading these polls, voting. They're just, oh, I want to participate. I'll click the first one. That's what's happening here. It's a shame. I don't think that's the way it always is. I think that's the way it is when people don't understand what I'm asking. Because we've had some polls like this. As you can see there, that wasn't the top choice. Now, hopefully everyone voting knows what a restraint is. But yeah, again, I suspected this was an issue a while back, right here. I'm not voiding out these results because much respect to Carmela. She's incredible. One of the most duct tapeable mouths I've ever seen. Incredible woman, phenomenal body. She's awesome. Okay. But those results are not accurate. Could she still have won? Did she deserve to win? Possibly. She may have still won. But that number is not right. There's no way she would have gotten that high of a percentage of the vote with the other choices that are on that list. Not possible. And I kind of suspected that while it was going on. Some people, when I put that poll out, said, Paige is going to win this by a mile. Alexa Bliss will win this. And then those monstrous results just proved that the people just wanted to click something. And it spoils it for everyone. This doesn't happen in real life in politics, when you have an election. People don't waste their time and go out and vote for something they have absolutely if they have no idea who the person is. Now back in the day when there was no technology and nobody knew who the candidates were, then that would happen. And one of the reasons why there was an electoral college in the United States, because people have no idea. If they have no idea what they're voting on, you can't trust people. And that's what we're seeing here. We're just seeing people clicking the top option. So that's why I re-ran it again in a second poll with the options switched. Okay, so when I make the final decision, the final call, we're probably going to start having multiple polls with the choices moved around. So vote in all of them. If you're a legitimate voter, and again, you can read the results on the two, and you can see some things that are pretty clear. In the first one, acts of violence way ahead, okay, but then you look at SAWS, and it's in second by a considerable margin. Then you look at the second poll, and it's SAWS that's even more ahead, and acts of violence way down in the toilet, which means that SAWS obviously had the most legitimate votes. And then you can see that Annihilation is in second with just a little bit ahead of Breaking In. And that's kind of what I expected, because all of the big duct tape gag fans are going to go with SAWS over Breaking In for the most part, which leads Breaking In way down there and Annihilation able to get in front of it. And that made sense. And the thing of it is I knew you could say, like, well, maybe acts of violence did win that first poll. Well, here's the thing. It does have a duct tape gag and a cleave gag scene in it, but we've seen from other polls that fans are much less likely to vote for something that's cleave gag. So there's no way a cleave gag scene could take home that high a percentage of a vote. There's just no way. And that duct tape gag was so bad, it was disqualifying, basically. That's why I redid the second poll. I could not justify, in good faith, giving acts of violence scene of the year when you consider how bad that tape gag is. That would be blasphemy against everything we stand for here, and I just couldn't do it. That I can also see other analytics that you guys can't see. For instance, the actual episodes of these scenes. Acts of Violence and SAWS have very similar view counts, but SAWS has like double the amount of likes. That's another thing I'm going to be taking into account when we do stuff like this. I'm going to be asking you guys questions on the community board with a picture post and asking you guys to tell me what scene's the best and why. I'm actually listening to the people and what they say. Then we're going to have multiple polls, and I'm going to check the analytics. And I'm going to mash everything up together, and that's going to be your Electoral College with a K. That's how I'm going to do everything. Listening to you guys get your popular votes, you get to talk, I get to check the analytics, running multiple polls to see what the results show. And that's how we're going to do things going forward with stuff like this, because you can see it in that first poll. That ain't right, and I can't allow that to sneak through. And that's no disrespect to anyone who voted for acts of violence. A lot of cleave gag damsels. That scene was really good. I mean, but I just, there's a lot of problems with it. There's no way it was possible for it to take that kind of percentage of the vote. And I think most people would agree with that. Even if you did vote for it, you would agree with that. So that's where we're at on that. So that's why you saw multiple polls. I know Clean World responded in a post on one of them saying that it was Cleave Gag fans that controlled that. It wasn't. It was people who had no idea what they were doing who just clicked the top button. That's who controlled it. And that's what I have to stop. People that are just messing up our polls, essentially. So yeah, I think I can figure out what's winning and what's not based on everything, and we can get our answer on that. You saw the difference between the restraint poll and all the other ones. And also it's the polls that have the higher voter turnout are the ones that are more accurate. When you get lower voter turnouts, because a lot of people who don't know what they're voting in won't vote, but then there's the people who do, and they mess it up. So we're going to fix it going forward. But you'll have your 2018 official Scene of the Year winner announcement in the community board, and that'll be coming soon. And we'll have a couple more awards, too, for you guys to vote on, I think. So appreciate the patience and the understanding, and I think I made that pretty clear, and you understand what's going on here. The evidence is overwhelming. So see you guys soon. Thanks.